Welcome back to Road Revolt, and today we're diving deep into one of the most emotional and talked about revivals in the modern automotive world, the 2026 Volvo P1800, a name that instantly triggers nostalgia for classic car lovers while promising cutting-edge Scandinavian engineering for a new generation. Because Volvo didn't just revive a badge here, they revived a feeling, blending timeless 1960s Grand Tourer elegance with modern performance, safety and electrification. And the result is a car that feels both familiar and futuristic at the same time. With the 2026 P1800, designed as a premium two-door Grand Touring coupe aimed squarely at drivers who want style, comfort, and heritage rather than raw track aggression. And from the moment you see it, the long hood, smooth fastback roofline, frameless doors, and signature Thor's hammer LED headlights immediately signal that this is a Volvo. But not the practical, boxy Volvo people stereotype. This is a Volvo that wants to be admired, with designers clearly inspired by the original P1800's proportions while using modern surfacing, flush door handles, wide rear haunches, and a minimal yet muscular stance that looks expensive without being flashy. And under the skin, the 2026 P1800 is rumored to sit on Volvo's SPA2 platform, allowing it to be offered as a fully electric model as well as a high-output plug-in hybrid in select markets, with the electric version expected to produce around 450 to 500 horsepower from a dual-motor all-wheel drive setup, giving it a 0 to 60 time in the low 4-second range, which is more than enough for a luxury Grand Tourer. While the plug-in hybrid variant is expected to combine a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with an electric motor for a total output of around 400 horsepower, offering both performance and extended range flexibility. And speaking of range, Volvo is targeting approximately 300 miles on a full charge for the electric P1800, making it practical for long weekend drives rather than just city cruising. And when you step inside, this is where the P1800 really separates itself from retro cash grab revivals, because the interior is pure modern Volvo luxury with a focus on sustainability, minimalism, and technology, featuring a clean horizontal dashboard layout, recycled and vegan materials, real wood or aluminum trim depending on the package, a large vertically oriented touchscreen powered by Google built-in, and a fully digital driver display that can switch between classic-inspired dials and modern performance data, with Volvo's legendary seats redesigned specifically for this coupe, offering exceptional comfort for long drives while still holding you in place during spirited driving, and safety, as expected, is class-leading. With the 2026 Volvo P1800, including the latest generation of pilot assist, adaptive cruise control, lane centering, collision avoidance, pedestrian and cyclist detection, and even advanced driver monitoring to ensure the driver remains attentive. Because even in a sporty coupe, Volvo refuses to compromise on safety, and that philosophy extends to the chassis tuning as well, with the P1800 focusing on balance and refinement rather than harsh stiffness, offering adaptive suspension that can soften for highway cruising or firm up for mountain roads, making it a true Grand Tourer in the classic sense. And now let's talk pricing, because this is where the conversation gets serious, as the 2026 Volvo P1800 is not positioned as an affordable sports coupe. Your tinti fee confonduen sets mau and feeton, with the expected starting price around $75,000 for the plug-in hybrid model, while the fully electric version is projected to start closer to $85,000, and with options, premium interiors, performance packages, and limited edition trims, it's very easy to see fully loaded models pushing past the $95,000 mark, putting the P1800 in competition with cars like the Porsche Taycan base models, BMW i4 M50, and even entry-level luxury Grand Tourers from Mercedes. But what Volvo is betting on is emotional value, heritage, and design uniqueness, and early market projections suggest Volvo plans to keep production numbers relatively limited to maintain exclusivity, with estimated global sales of around 8,000 to 12,000 units per year, which is modest compared to mainstream models, but perfectly aligned with a niche halo. And this strategy seems to be resonating with enthusiasts and collectors alike, because online reactions and early concept previews have generated massive buzz, with many longtime Volvo fans praising the brand for finally embracing its stylish past rather than hiding behind practicality. And social media comments are filled with people saying things like, "This is the Volvo I've been waiting for," and "Finally a car that proves Volvo can be sexy." While classic P1800 owners have expressed cautious optimism, appreciating the respectful design approach, even if they prefer the original's simplicity. And of course there are critics too, with some people arguing that the price is too high for a Volvo badge and others wishing for a traditional gasoline V8 option. But Volvo has been very clear about its electrified future, and the majority of modern buyers seem to understand and accept that direction, especially when the performance numbers back it up. And from a driving perspective, early test impressions from insiders suggest the 2026 P1800 feels smooth, quiet, and effortlessly fast, with instant electric torque making highway overtakes easy and confident. While the steering is tuned for precision rather than razor-sharp aggression, reinforcing the idea that this car is meant to be enjoyed over long distances rather than abused on a racetrack. And that philosophy fits perfectly with the P1800 name, which was always more about elegance and reliability than raw muscle. And it's worth mentioning that Volvo is also expected to offer special launch editions with unique colors inspired by the original P1800, exclusive wheels, and numbered plaques, which could become highly collectible in the future, especially if production remains limited. And when you look at the bigger picture, the 2026 Volvo P1800 is more than just a car. It's a statement from Volvo that says the brand is confident enough in its future to celebrate its past, and in a market flooded with aggressive designs and overstated performance claims. The P1800 stands out by being calm, confident, and unapologetically elegant, and that's exactly why it's generating so much interest, because it offers something different, something emotional, something that feels designed rather than engineered by committee. And as for sales expectations, analysts believe the P1800 will sell out its first production year quickly, especially in Europe and North America, where nostalgia for classic European coupes runs strong, with waiting lists likely forming shortly after official ordering opens. And if Volvo manages to deliver the quality, performance, and range it's promising, the P1800 could easily become one of the most iconic modern Volvos ever made, and judging by early public reaction, many people are already calling it the most beautiful Volvo of the last 30 years, which is no small praise. And as people continue to comment online, the general consensus seems to be that even if they don't buy one, they're happy Volvo built it, because it brings passion back into the brand. And that alone makes the 2026 Volvo P1800 a success in spirit, if not just in numbers. And from the perspective of Road Revolt, this is exactly the kind of car that reminds us why we love the automotive world, because it blends history, innovation, and emotion into one sleek package. And whether you see it as a future classic, a luxury electric grand tourer, or simply a beautiful machine, the 2026 Volvo P1800 proves that the soul of driving is very much alive, just recharged for a new era.
Oh.